Hi everyone, welcome back to Sashay Away with Barry. I am back and I'm glad you're here with me. I am going to be talking tonight about RuPaul's Drag Race UK Series 2, Episode 2, Rats the Rusical. I have my cocktail in a new glass. I am back to wine. All of the whiskey is now officially gone, so I can stop drinking it, and I'm back to wine. Look, you can see my ring light in there and everything. And I'm drinking it out of my new Ho goblet, because why not? That's what I do. So I'm having a little rosé. Yum, yum. And for those of you wondering, this is not full. It is a regular size amount of wine in there. I am not drinking this whole thing because I do have to work tomorrow still. It is only Thursday here in the United States. So it is not full. It is just a regular glass of wine in there. It might be a little more than a regular glass, but it is not full by any means. But we are going to talk about RuPaul's Drag Race in the UK. I love RuPaul's Drag Race UK. But they are trying my patience this season already. We've had 2 weeks in a row where I do not agree with the bottoms and especially who went home. So I don't know what to say. It's not going to stop me from watching because I do enjoy the show very, very much. But we will get into that all in due time. First, I want to remind you to be sure to follow me on Instagram at SASHAYAWAY with Barry, SASHAYWITHBARRY. Why do I want you to do that? Because we toot and boot the looks of the runway every week for all drag races. So not just UK, you can follow along and toot along with all of them. And they come out shortly after. I'm going to wait a couple days because last week the UK production photos came out on Saturday. If they don't come out on Saturday, I will post it anyway. So on Saturday, there will be a poll for UK, and we'll get that going for you. We're going to tweet, we're going to look at the looks on here. But we are going to, the runway was Surprise, Surprise, which is a reveal runway. We are going to toot and boot the looks all as one. Excuse me. We're not going to toot them separately. It's just one look. The pictures are going to be side by side of the reveal and the original and the reveal. And we'll toot on what we like the reveal and if we like the outfit. That's it. Yeah, maybe, I wonder if I can do 2 on 1. I can do it twice, yeah. We can do it twice. We'll do one for the reveal and one for both looks. We'll switch it up a little. Why not? I can do whatever I want. It's my Instagram. But anyway, those are in my Insta story. Again, look for this one on Saturday for UK, and then probably Sunday or Monday, probably Sunday, I'm hoping, for season 13 will be up. They aren't doing, they haven't been posting promo photos, certainly not very quickly. This week they didn't come out until Wednesday, and that is way too late for us to toot and boot. That's all. So those usually are just screen grabs that I can get off the computer, off my TV, off my phone, wherever I can get them. If they post them on Instagram, I try to use those. It's just not as fair as what they were because they can change them on the runway because those photos are taken later that they do on Instagram, and they can perfect the outfits. So I try to do them based solely on the runway. Enough talk about that. Let's talk about this episode, but I'm going to have a sip first. I hope you're drinking along with me. This week, we start with a mini challenge. I don't know if there's really a winner to this mini challenge. I haven't done anything with the Fantasy League yet because I'm not sure how to do it. But it's a voting challenge. We get our third member of the pit crew comes out. He is holding the ballot box. And then there are 2 voting booths for the queens to vote in. And they are voting for 4 categories. The trade minister. No, sorry. Let's start with the Secretary of Shade, who's the shadiest queen. The trade minister, who is the trade of the season. The leader of the House of Lording It Up. I don't know what that means, but it's supposed to be the cockiest queen. And then the Baroness Basic, who is the basic bitch of all. So the queens all cast their ballots, put them in the ballot box, And we have our winners. The Secretary of Shade went to Ahura. Fair enough. I thought it would either be her or Tace, because I think Tace is super shady. Someone said Veronica, and that really threw me off. I'm wondering what we're not seeing on Veronica. The trade minister went to Tace. My personal feelings would have been Ellie, because I think Ellie is adorable and cute. Maybe not trade, so I guess Tace is probably the trade. But I think if you asked Stina, she would say herself. She maybe even voted for herself. I don't know if they were allowed to do that, or if these voting even counted, they could just pick whoever they want. The leader of the House of Lording It Up, aka Cockiness, went to Lawrence Chaney. I don't know. Again, I don't know what we're not seeing in the workroom, but I don't think Lawrence is cocky. I think he's funny and talks a lot, and maybe that's what they were going off of. I don't know. Again, Cockiness, I would have given it to Stina because she thinks she's the shit. Or Tace, because she also thinks she's already won. And then the Baroness Basic, honestly, I thought it could have been Stina. Someone had voted for her, and I was like, maybe. But then I was like, nope, it'll probably be Tia Coffee. And of course, it was Tia Coffee, which is fine. It's an insult, but it's fine, because she's the only one that actually gets a prize. And she gets to assign all of the roles in the main challenge, which is Rats the Rusical. Great. She's kind of excited about being able to sign the roles, and I say good for her. So going back to this fantasy league, I'm not sure if I should give points for all 4 of the people that were voted, if I should just give it to Tia Coffee, because she's the only one that technically got any kind of real prize. They all got badges. Not badges, they all got ribbons, but Tia also gets to do the casting. Or if no one gets it, because there's not really a win. It wasn't really a winning mini challenge. So I'm torn. I'm going to think on it for a day, and I'll make up my own mind. It's hard for me to say because I am playing in this season, and one of my queens did get a ribbon, but is not Tia Coffee. So I can give myself points, or I could give no one points, and I think that might be the fairest way to do it. I'm torn by it, so we will see. That's enough about that. If you want to follow along with my fantasy league, it is posted on my website, SASHAYAWAY with Barry. All of the UK stuff is under international, so you can just look for it right there. So then we're casting the thing. There's no real drama happening. The only thing is that Cherry Valentine and Veronica Reen wanted the same role of Evita. It eventually went to Veronica. Cherry was a little bitter, but didn't fight over it. I wonder what the outcome would have been if she did. Maybe she would have done better, or maybe she would have been terrible. I don't know. It's hard to say, but Veronica gets the role. No one thinks that Ellie can dance or rap, and so she gets up and proves it and does a death drop, and Tace was surprised that she could get back up because Ellie is a big girl, and she said she hit that floor hard, but she was fine, and she proved that she can do it. And another surprising thing is that Tia took the smallest role for herself. She was the one least amount of stage time. So that was that. It was weird that she gave that to herself, because she even in her Meet the Queen says she's a singer she's a part of a girl group in London. So you would have thought she would have won a bigger role, but she took the small role. All right. We are on the main stage with our vocal coach, Michelle Visage. I don't know why we did this, other than we find out that the real vocal coach is there, which is Dane Chalfin, who is Michelle's vocal coach, who probably was her vocal coach during her run in There's Something About Jamie on the West End. So I think the only reason Michelle was there was because they needed a vocal coach, and she had one there in London, so they could both be there together. Because I don't think she gave that great of advice to these queens on stage. The rehearsals are always a mess. There's no I don't even know why we show them, because they're always going to be a mess. And I think it's to throw you off and be like, oh, this queen's really terrible, and they end up doing great. That's usually what happens. This one, I think the rehearsal was all about Lawrence feeling insecure about singing and dancing. And so that's the way it is. We all know that they get like an hour on the stage for these. So they probably had an hour for vocals and an hour for dance. And then they go backstage and they relearn everything. That's not the end of it right there. That is not, they don't do that and then they're on their own. They go back and they rehearse it in the workroom. And probably, I'm assuming they're being sheltered away in a hotel somewhere. I know this isn't COVID yet, but I think that's just the way it probably works. They don't get to go home. So they have time to rehearse in the hotel room at night as well on their own. Then we get our choreographer, Jay Revell, and his assistant, I guess. I don't know, he's his helper, Kieran Daly Ward. Ginny Lemon is very excited for them. She said she was getting moist, which is kind of gross. Ginny Lemon, I look at her as an asexual person in my own personal feelings towards her. So when she says things like that, it's a little weird. During the dance rehearsal, Lawrence has a little bit of a breakdown on stage because she doesn't like to be bad at things. I get that. Tace was very judgmental, saying this is week 2. It's a little too soon to have this kind of breakdown. Great. Way to feel compassion for anyone. And Lawrence is also only 23. We have to keep that in mind. She does come off older, but she's only 23. That is very, very young. So this is something completely new to these people. They're in this pressure cooker. They're in it to win it. And Lawrence Chaney is a front runner. So second week to be given something you're not comfortable with, great. It's gonna fuck with your head, and it did. And she couldn't get out of it. I think she did fine in the challenge. When you're really, really good at something, she is a great comedian. She is funny, she is witty, she's quick. Put that into it. If you're not great singing and dancing, use that. I realize she was in a little trio group, so she couldn't go crazy, but on her own line, she did. She made them funny. She made it work for her. The dancing you can't really do unless you're going to totally mess it up, but you have to do it in a way that doesn't mess up the other girls. So I think there's a way around that. And I think she did a decent job. It wasn't the best, but she did a decent job. We go backstage while they're getting ready, and I was so happy. I was a little happy and a little sad that we were getting Cherry Valentine's backstory, because I had, from her Meet the Queens, she talked about being from a traveler background, which is formerly known as gypsies. We're not supposed to use that word anymore. It is not a great word, so we call them travelers now. But I am fascinated by this because I didn't realize that this still existed widely. I know there are travelers out there still, but I didn't know how widely it was still done. So I was fascinated by this, and I was saddened by this because I was like, I don't want to hear all about this now, because I want to hear more about it. And when they throw your story out this soon, it's never a good sign. They're saying you need to get your story out now because you're not going to be here much longer. That makes me sad. But I'm just fascinated. The travelers are very strict in their gender roles. The women get to be fantastic and fabulous, she told us. But the men are very, very masculine. They don't even use the word gay. There's really no such thing as a drag queen. Even her being a nurse is considered effeminate. So her family doesn't know that she's gay or does drag, which it always surprises me when they're on TV like that. And that is kind of their coming out. That's a big step. So all my love to Cherry Valentine. I think she is an amazing queen. She's only been doing drag for a year, and that probably has to do with her background. Yeah. So shout out to you. I love you. I think you're a great drag queen, and I look forward to hearing more about this traveler lifestyle that you live. And I hope to see you again on Drag Race at some point. I don't think anyone's coming back this season, but I think she is a definite person to bring back at some point when she has a little bit more drag experience under her belt, and when she's ready to win, because I think there's something special there. Let's take it to the Runway. So I'm going to share my screen so we can look at some pictures. And we're going to, of course, start with Mother Ru coming out in this really, really short dress for RuPaul, showing us some legs. These shoes I don't like. I think they cut off her leg a little too much. This dress I love. It reminds me of Tinkerbell, but in like this brown leather, and which is something I would never say I like is brown leather, but she looks magnificent in this. It's really, really cute. So I can't really say anything bad about it. I think she looks fantastic. And this big orange hair with the flower on the side, signature look for her. Way to go, RuPaul, you look fantastic. Our guest judge this week is Sheridan Smith. I don't know who that is. I looked her up. She's done a ton of British television. She's been on the West End in several things. She is very pregnant on this episode. And that's the way it is. She's there. She was actually a really fun judge. I liked what she said. I agreed with her for the most part. I love that she fought with Alan Carr and Michelle Visage on the Queens because she seems to be a big fan of drag, and I appreciate that. Oh, we didn't talk about Rats the Rusical, but we jumped right into the runway. I'm going to go and hide this picture, everyone, because we want to talk about Rats the Rusical. I don't have much to say about Rats the Rusical because I thought it was just a terrible Rusical. Not that the queens were bad in it. It was just bad. There were some bad performances. My least favorite person in it was Tace. She did not, for being such a great performer that she calls herself. This was not it for her. I also thought Stina was bad for having such a big role. She was kind of invisible on the stage. And I didn't really understand why she was there. She said she could sing, she couldn't. Yeah. I'm trying to think who else might not have been great. Ahura, she struggled in the rehearsals, but I thought she was fine on the stage. Ginny Lemon's part was kind of dumb. And I don't blame her, I blame the part. I thought Tia Coffey, who had the smallest role, was a huge standout in her role and was very happy that she did so well. When she took off the cloak and had the ear growing on her back, it made me laugh. RuPaul was like peeing her pants. She was laughing so hard. And of course, Veronica Green was fantastic in that giant role. I don't know, it wasn't even that big of a role. They call it a star role, but it was a big part where she got to sing a lot, but I didn't think it was bigger than anything else out there. But she was great in it. She sounded great. The costume she wore was bizarre, and I know these costumes were provided for them, so they didn't actually come up with them. That's a whole nother thing. These costumes are provided, so they have to fit the person. And so unless they are back there making them the day of, once the roles are assigned, I think the roles are pretty much given out to who fits in what costume, essentially. So I don't know what goes on backstage when they are actually assigning the roles. Our runway this week is surprise, surprise. And I didn't know what that meant until the first queen came out, and it is a reveal challenge. Everyone loves a reveal on the runway. People gag about them all the time, and great. I don't know what else to say about it. It's a reveal challenge. This is a test because for me, a reveal has to go from one look to another look. They should be distinct looks. They should be somewhat different looks. And they should both be decent. It shouldn't just be a cover-up. Alaska wearing your trash bag down to a little pound cake. That is not a reveal. That is just coming out with a garbage bag over you. I'll talk about that in a bit with a couple of these queens as well. But we're going to start with Ahura. She is doing the groom and the bride. She started off as the groom with the top hat and the suit and went down to the bride. It was cute. I'm not a huge Ahura fan. Everyone knows that who's listened to this. But this look was good. Her wedding dress wasn't spectacular. It wasn't gorgeous. But it had to be tucked up under that suit. So I'm not going to say that it was bad. She looks good. I love the beehive under the top hat. I think she did a very, very good job. Next is the one and only Lawrence Chaney. And she told us what it was, something about Scottish with the red, white, and blue, or no, the blue and the white, and then went down to the tartan. This first outfit, the blue jumpsuit, I love a jumpsuit. I love sequins, so I love this. It's very Mamma Mia to me. She could be in one of the touring productions of Mamma Mia in this, but I really like this tartan dress. It's a bit basic, but I think it's really cute. It's something I would totally wear. And I love her face in this picture. It just makes me laugh. So I like both of these looks. I would wear either one or both of them if she wanted to loan them to me. And then we have Ginny Lemon. Her reveal was the exact same dress under that first dress. The only difference was that there was a cutout and we all got to see her ass. It was a funny idea. I don't think I loved it I didn't love it really at all. Cherry Valentine came out. Oh my God, I love this headpiece bow thing that she is wearing. When she came out, I was like, it is so, so cute. I wish she would have taken the bows off the shoe. I didn't need that. And I wish she would have left the bow on her head for the reveal. Just take off that giant skirt. Alan said that he knew it was going to be a baby under there, but you can't really hide a baby bump that much. So I didn't care about that. And I didn't understand it. I thought it was just a big poofy dress. And then when it came off, I was like, oh, of course, made sense. And she was doing it as a gender reveal. So we popped the balloon and it was rainbow. So we don't actually know the gender. I thought it was cute. Isn't it the greatest look in the world? The first one is. I love the first one, and I would wear this first one. The second one is just a basic bodycon dress. But I think it works for the reveal underneath. It's completely different. It's fun. It's fine. Is it a winning look? No. Is it a safe look? Definitely. Again, I wish she would have left the bow on her head. But that's her choice. Then we have Tia Coffee. Talk about two completely different looks. Tia Coffee is giving us what she called Leather Daddy. I don't know that I would call it that. In this, with the nude illusion painted on with the hair and the abs and the nips, it's funny. It's campy. It's really, really funny. The problem is the wig. It's a bad wig, and this wig does not go with this first look. Maybe if she had all that hair under like a Leather Daddy cap, it would make more sense. And then I don't know where this dress is hiding underneath that nude illusion suit, but this is what came out of it, and I was impressed by it. Is it a great look? Again, no. Tia Coffee is not going to give you designer fashion. She told us that in her Meet the Queens. She doesn't spend a lot of money on her dresses. And guess what? I don't either. So I appreciate that. And I don't think you need to. I think drag doesn't have to be expensive. It doesn't have to be designer. It can be just drag and still be good. Yeah, I don't know how else to say it. Drag Race has morphed into this new thing where it has to be fashion, and I blame the United States for it. It is trickling over into the UK, and I don't like that because last season there wasn't any major glamour on there. There was some really good looks on there and some great outfits, but it was still almost pedestrian drag, which is what I enjoy. And that's how Drag Race started out. It changed very, very quickly. Within like the first 5 seasons, I would say, to where they started having designers do stuff for them. Maybe season 6. I don't know. And then the pageant queens always have beautiful gowns, but they're made specifically for them, but they're not designer. And so, yeah, I'm rambling on about this because it just makes me so mad that when they say it looks cheap, it was cheap. But that's part of the fun of it. Look what she's wearing in this first look. And it's a transformation. It's great. I think if her outfit was a little better underneath, she could have been in the top easily, because her performance in that Rusical was one of the best things there. Then we have Ellie Dimon giving us 3 different looks, going from the Scarecrow to the Tin Man to the Cowardly Lion. She looks great in all 3. They're very cute. You can tell that there's reveals because they're so boxy until you get down to the last one. But she looks good in all 3. The wig with this last look is perfect for the lion. It works for the Scarecrow. It doesn't really work for the Tin Man, but I don't expect her to have a silver wig on to be the Tin Man. I think she pulled it off really well. I think this was cute. I think it was smart. Ellie Dimon continues to impress me because she was good in the challenge. She was one of the better ones in the challenge, and that she brought out these 3 different looks is really, really spectacular. So kudos to her. She knows what she's doing. I'm going to raise my glass and take a sip because I totally appreciate everything that she's doing on this show. Then we have a Stina Mandela, who comes out in a cloak in the first picture, drops down to this second picture with just her bodysuit and a mask on, and then takes the mask off and has this ridiculous looking mouth piece that was literally like a sticker over her mouth. I hate this. It's not a reveal to me. She came out in a cape and took it off. Essentially, that's not a reveal. Again, I throw it back to Alaska with the garbage bag and little pound cake. Yeah, the outfit didn't change at all. This was her outfit she was going to wear. She put a cape over it. Not a reveal to me. This is why I think she should have been in the bottom. Then we have Sister. She also had a third little reveal. She took her wig off and had her head was painted. It was really cool, but I couldn't get a picture of it. So I hope she posts one online of that. But her first look, she was just going to be the normal housewife every day, around town. She whips it off and she's a kind of a dominatrix hooker type person at night. It's fine. I don't love it. I think it was really actually cool when she took the wig off. I wish I could have got a full body picture with the wig off. Or if she would have taken the wig off earlier. But yeah, I think both outfits are good. Not great. What distracts me the most is the tattoo stockings. I don't enjoy those on anyone. So that is my only downside to this. Veronica Green is giving us housewife, baking cookies. She loves this hoop skirt. This is the second time we're seeing it in 2 episodes. But then her reveal goes down to this robot. This is a cool reveal. It's totally different, totally changed. When she threw her head back and the wig came off and it was that metal head plate, I thought it was great. I was expecting her to go from housewife to like stepwife, and it's kind of like that. But it's even cooler just being the robot like this. She said that she made this look herself. I hope she did because it is gorgeous and stunning. I love that she wore a gold heel with it rather than some kind of flat shoe or something to be the robot. So kudos to you. This was a great week for Veronica Green. Bravo. Next, we have Tace, who kind of gave us 3 looks. Again, she's wrapped in a big cloak in the first one. It comes off and she's wearing like a little coat dress, like a little trench coat dress. And that comes off and she has a bodysuit on. They are all the same color. They are not different enough to be reveals. The biggest reveal is she took 2 coats off. That's the reveal. And to me, that's not a reveal. That's taking 2 coats off. So I don't appreciate this. I don't like it. It's why I think she ended up in the bottom 3 because her performance was so bad. And this was just, it didn't feel like a reveal at all. It just felt like taking pieces off. And finally, we have Bimini Bamboolash, whose name I love to say. She's really, really, I thought in the challenge, she was fantastic. And I think if her runway would have worked, she also could have been in the top because I thought she did a great job being the punk rat with the anger and the nastiness. The idea of her reveal was really cool because those balloons that she's wearing, she's going to pop them, which you can see in the last one that are popped. but they had paint in them that was supposed to color her outfit. She posted a picture on Instagram where it worked, and it looks really, really cool. Is it a reveal? Maybe. It's a really cool idea. I don't know if it's a reveal, but it's a really cool idea. And I wish it would have worked for her on the runway, but it just did not, sadly. But this wig is everything. I don't know how this wig is standing up. I think it looks great on her. I think she looks really, really good. I mean, these pleather stockings that she's wearing, I don't know where you get those, but I kind of want a pair of them because it doesn't look like they're part of the shoe. It looks like they're actual stockings. So I love that. So I like the look. I wish it would have worked and it would have probably been better. I think that's our last one. Oh no, who's gonna get our Ru Peter badge this week? I'm sure you can probably order these online from World of Wonder. I'm sure they were probably available at Drag Race UK. I obviously did not go to Drag Race UK. I mean, sorry, DragCon UK. But they're probably available there as well. But who's going to get ours this week? Our top three were, I don't even know if we had a top three, honestly. But Ellie Dimon. Oh my God, who was the other one? Ellie Dimon, Veronica Green, and Tia Coffee. Yeah. Yeah, she was the other top third. I guess she did make the top three. I think. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, everyone, but I think it was Tia Coffee. But it doesn't matter because there was really only one winner based on the Rusical and the Runway. And that, of course, is Veronica Green giving us the robot realness. She was great in the challenge. She was great on the runway. This was a big, big week for her. And we got to see her shine and kind of come out of nowhere because no one thought she was a threat at all. We have our bottom three, which are Lawrence Chaney, Cherry Valentine, and Tace. Lawrence Chaney is obviously sent back because Ru adores her, and she didn't do that bad in the challenge or on the runway. And so we are left with Cherry Valentine and Tace. They're going to lip sync to Memory from Cats the Musical by Elaine Page. Why are we doing this as a lip sync song? This is terrible. A terrible idea. I realize it goes along with the Rats the Rusical, but it makes no sense to do this song as a lip sync song. And they cut it so short. They literally did the first verse and then jumped to the end. That's all it was. I guess they were supposed to do their best acting on stage. The judges went bananas afterwards saying how moving it was. I don't know what they were watching, but that was not moving at all. I felt like both of them should have got to stay just for having to do that song because it should not have even been a lip sync song. I mean, they could have even done the new Taylor Swift song from the Cats movie and it would have been better, maybe. I don't know if it would have been better, but it wouldn't have been this. It was ridiculous to me. That said, Tace did do a better lip sync. She acted the shit out of it. There's not much else you can do other than that. They didn't really show much of Cherry Valentine. I don't know if it's because she wasn't doing much or if they just wanted you to think she did worse. I don't know, but this was where we call rigomoris because this was a setup. They were just going to get rid of Cherry Valentine no matter what. They got her story out, done, move on. I personally didn't think Cherry Valentine should have been even been in the bottom two. I did think Tay should be there, but I also thought it should have been Stina with her. And it would have been kind of really crazy to put the two dancing queens in the bottom for a ballad acting lip sync to see what they could do to prove their performances that they say they're the best performers. So let them do this piece of crap song and prove it. But they're not ready to get rid of Tace or Stina yet. I also thought Jenny Lemon could have been on the bottom because I didn't think she was that great in the musical. Again, the Rusical was bad all around, but not performance-wise. It was bad as a piece. But she kind of was invisible in it. She didn't do much. And I did not like her runway. It wasn't a reveal, a worthy reveal to me. But apparently, I don't work on the show. because I did not agree last week. I did not agree this week, but that's the way it is. I don't know anything apparently this season at all. I thought Joe Black was going to win. She went home first. Yeah, I'm at a loss for words. So we're saying goodbye to Cherry Valentine. I'm sad that she's leaving us. I love that she posted this picture of her crying in this outfit. It just made me happy. I think she's an extraordinary queen. I want to see more of her, and I hope we get to. That's all. That is the last picture for sure. And we're done with the episode. That was it. Next week is a design challenge, which I always love. So they have to create a look to outshine their fashion frenemy. I don't know if that means they're going to be like paired up and go head to head, which I think would be a wonderful idea. Or if they're going to be paired up and have to create a similar outfit or a matching outfit, and whichever one is better. I don't know. I don't know. I've given up hope trying to understand this season because of these first two eliminations, but we'll see. I think Ahura should do great. She is a designer. I think Ellie will do really well because she also makes her own stuff. I think Cherry Valentine made her stuff, but we won't get to see that. I don't know who else does. Ginny Lemon might. Lawrence Chaney might. Tia Coffee, I don't think she does. I don't think she sews, so maybe it might be her week to go home. I hope not, because I'm really, really enjoying her on the show. From the preview, it looks like Tace doesn't know what she's doing, but that is usually a misdirect. But she also has Ahura there helping her. So I don't know. I don't know if it's Stina sews. I don't think she does. She wears ready to wear. So she may not be able to sew either. We shall see. That's it, everyone. I'm going to take another drink of my cocktail because it's sitting here, so why not? And we're done. Thank you all for watching or listening. If you're listening to this on a podcast and want to watch and look at the pictures along with us, you can on my YouTube page, which is BHBrown13. That's BHBROWN13. If you go to my website, SASHAYAWAY with Barry, there is a link right to the Facebook page. This is also posted on the website, so you can just go right there and watch it there as well. All the links to the podcasts are on there as well. So if you'd rather not look at me and the pictures, you can listen to it on podcast. It is on all the major podcast platforms. Just go on there and Google SASHAYAWAY with Barry. Not Google. I don't know. Just search. You don't Google on when you're on a podcast platform. Just search for SASHAYAWAY with Barry. And it will come up and you will have access to all of my podcasts. The same with my YouTube page. You'll have all the access to this. I want to officially invite everyone that's watching this to my upcoming drag show. I am doing a drag show on Saturday, January 30th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I don't know if it's where standard or daytime it is. 7:30 on the East Coast is when it's going to be. It's going to be via Zoom. There will be a link below for you to join. I will keep posting it on here. So if you don't see it this time, maybe you'll see it next time. Anytime I do a video or a podcast, it will be on there. So you can join, just jump in. You can turn your cameras off if you don't want to be a part of it. You can leave them on. I'm just going to ask people to mute themselves while the show's happening. I'm not going to be doing the show live. I'm going to put that right out there. I have pre-recorded everything because it's 9 different looks and I can't do that live. It's 9 songs, 9 looks. I will be on here live in full drag, opening the show, talking during the little intermission and then talking afterwards. And then maybe we'll have a little dance party afterwards to end the night. But the show is already recorded. It's already done. For those of you who are fans of pop musical theater, I am going to be doing the entire cast recording of Six, the musical. If you don't know what that is, you should check it out. It's really great, really fun, and I got to dress up like 6 queens plus 3 other looks. I'm looking forward to it. Is it going to be great drag? No. Are there going to be lots of mistakes? Oh, yes. And that is going to be one of the little games we play, is to find all the mistakes. There are some fairly major ones. And I don't mean lip sync mistakes. I mean production mistakes that we are going to chat along the way with. So the chat will be open. I will be here responding and talking through it while the show is going on, but really it's just here to have a good time. Those of you who don't know, I work for the LGBT Center here in New York City. I am going to be asking for donations. It does not cost anything to see the show, and you don't have to make a donation. I'm just asking for it as if you desire to donate. There's no requirement. It is going towards a fundraiser that I do every year called Cycle for the Cause. The event is going to be different because of COVID, but it is going to still be happening in September. So I am raising money towards that. Again, you don't have to donate and you don't have to pay. It is there. I am doing this just to get some drag out in the world because we need it. That's all. Thank you all. I love you. Please stay safe out there. COVID is still happening. Those in the United States, congratulations to us all. We have a new president. We have a new cabinet coming in. We have our first female person of color in the vice presidency. It is all very exciting. So we are really, really on an upside here in the United States. There's a lot that has to change still, but we are moving in the right direction. So congratulations to us all. Wear a mask, be nice to each other, and stay safe. I love you. Take care, and goodbye. Last drink.